Hello, hello. We are now on my favorite part. So today we're going to be talking about the introduction to your energetic self. And like I said, this is my favorite part. We talk about those chakras, the ones that you see back there on that Reiki goddess. But just like the physical body, which is made up of your skeletal system, muscular, nervous, I'm going to read, endocrine, cardiovascular, lymphatic, respiratory, digestive, urinary, and the reproductive systems. We also have an energy body that consists of an entire galaxy of energy centers. Although most people have heard of the 7 chakras that most people talk about, the human body is actually a complex energy force. There are 114 energy centers within your body. There's 72,000 nadis or energy channels all around us, okay? And they carry vital energy or prana, which moves to keep our bodies healthy. So in addition to those 7 chakras that everybody talks about, your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, there are also 5 additional ones that we're going to talk about in this course. One is below your feet. That's called your earth chakra. That's actually your 10th chakra. And then you have 4 more above your head. You have the soul star chakra, which is your 9th chakra. Your 11th chakra is your universal chakra. Then you have your galactic chakra, and then you have your divine gateway chakra. And as we start to learn about these energy centers, they have certain frequencies that they oscillate at, or a vibration that they oscillate at. And the higher you get, the higher the frequency. So, and the higher the frequency, the higher our consciousness becomes. When we talk about 4th dimensional consciousness, 5th dimensional consciousness, and beyond, we're talking about being in those higher frequencies. So we're going to talk about all that. So, brief history of chakras. It's really hard to determine when the chakra system came into existence, but history mentions the chakras for the first time in Hindu Vedas, a religious text from ancient India, somewhere between 1500 and 500 BC. Another mention came in recent history with John Woodruff, who translated a text in 1918. So basically, chakras have been around forever. There are 7 main chakras that run along your spine. They start at the root of your spine and extend to the crown. So your root chakra, which is the one that's at the bottom of your spine, is usually associated with the color red. And they also have petals, what they call petals or wheels, because the word chakra actually means wheel in Sanskrit. So they've associated petals of a flower as if when the chakra is oscillating, the petals are opening up, and as each petal opens up, the frequency gets to where and maintain where it needs to be within the body. But spinning energy, they should be open and aligned. They correspond with bundles of nerves and major organs and areas of our energetic body that affect our emotional and physical well-being. They are depicted as those lotus leaves that we talk about. But your chakras are associated with different glands within your body, and glands are associated with hormones. And so now you can see where we're going to get into that physical as well as emotional and spiritual when we're talking about chakras and energy centers. So you have that root chakra, again, associated with the color red. Then you've got your sacral, which is right above the root, right below the belly button. That's associated with the color orange. Then you have your main solar plexus, that big yellow one that's right in the middle. When they talk about trusting your gut, that's what we're talking about, that solar plexus. Then you have your heart chakra. It's associated with the color green or pink because some people have stated that they can see the color pink within that heart chakra. And then you have your throat chakra, which is usually a color blue, like an ocean blue. Your third eye is associated with the color violet. And then your crown is that white, that beautiful white light when you open up that crown. So let's talk about the human body for a second here. So your human body comprises of matter and energy. That energy is both electrical impulses, signals and impulses, and chemical reactions. That's what our bodies are made of. Remarkably, at any given moment, there's roughly 20 watts of electricity that pump through our bodies at one time. Now, 20 watts of electricity is enough to light a light bulb. So if you've ever seen, there's a woman on social media that I've counseled before, but when she walks past lights, they flicker, they go on and off. And at first it terrified her. Once we were able to get her comfortable enough to understand that this is all just part of her gift, and that it's okay that the lights flicker, and to really tap into that energy and that multidimensional messages that those lights are trying to give her. So that was pretty cool. I'm trying to open up a protein drink if you wonder why I'm over here fussing. But anywho, the practitioners believe, there's certain practitioners that are out there that believe that the endocrine glands translate to 7 aspects of the universal life force energy into a human experience. They name these the 7 spirits. So you know how we have, we talk about the energy centers as the 7 chakras. There are practitioners out there that also I'm going to say in alignment with those chakras, call 7 spirits, because they are associated with different glands within the body. So, for example, a gland is an organ in the human body or an animal body that secretes a particular chemical substance that uses the body, that's used in the body or for discharge into its surroundings. So your pineal glands, your pineal gland, however you want to say it, okay, the one that's right here in the center of your brain is associated with your crown chakra. It's also associated with the spirit of the 7 spirits that we just mentioned, with love. And then you have your pituitary gland, okay, which is the womb or the third eye. That's your pituitary. The thyroid, it located in the throat, your throat chakra, associated with the spirit of life, giving your voice, speaking your truth. The thymus, purification, it's associated with the spirit purification. It's also in your heart chakra. Islets of Larynx, however you say that. But that's blessing. It's associated with the 7 spirit of blessing. That's your solar plexus. That's where your power is. Your adrenal glands, okay, they're single eye, whatever that means, I'm not sure. But when you talk about a spirit as part of the 7 spirits, when they talk about the single eye, they're talking about the sacral chakra. So when you associate the sacral with creativity, with giving birth, with coming to life, I always imagine a singular eye. I could be way off on that, but that's what my thought is. And then you have the root, which they call the gonads, all right, which is at your root chakra, but it's also considered the new earth. So I just found that absolutely fascinating that, you know, these glands are so closely associated within the body with each of those 7 chakras. So then we have auras, okay? And as human beings, we radiate a very low level of electricity that's otherwise known as the electromagnetic field. It is believed that each layer correlates to a different element of our physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health. Your aura is seen as a luminous body that surrounds your physical body, okay? So in addition to your body, you have your 7 chakras inside, then you have your body, and then outside your body, you have 7 layers, okay, of, I guess it would just be aura. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. It's energy fields, okay? Your first layer is your etheric body, okay? That's who you are. That's your first layer. Your second layer is your emotional body. This body contains all the colors of the rainbow. The third layer is the mental body, generally seen as a bright yellow radiating from around the head. So when you're talking about your mental auras, when people go and measure your aura, that's the one they're generally seeing when they use the PIP machine, which is an interference photography machine. That's how they measure this electromagnetic field that's around you. So generally they're seeing that third layer. The fourth layer is your astral body. This is outside of your body. This is outside of your physical realm. This is composed of gorgeous clouds of colors, often tinged with pink. So that's your astral body. Then your fifth layer is your ethereal template. This template has a dark blue hue to it. And then your seventh layer is your emotional or celestial template. The colors of this body are sort of natural and glow softly like the regular body. Sorry, that was the sixth layer. The seventh layer is your Catholic or casual body, and this body contains the main Kundalini force that is made up of gold and silvery gold. So you have your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your base chakra or your root within, and then go out as it goes out you have this etheric body that comes out, or these energetic waves or auras that come out from your body from that center. And again, these can be read by a trained technician, but always remember that our we're energy, so we're constantly changing. So even though you know, may get your aura red, and people say, "Oh, you have a blue aura or a red aura or whatever, yellow, whatever color it is." Please know that it's that at that moment, because we're constantly changing. So our aura colors could constantly change. So since we are all energy, okay, everything has a frequency. So everything has a certain frequency at which it vibrates, and chakras are no different. They're actually measured on a Salvaggio scale for chakra healing. Now, these in the handout that I have, these chakra hertz is what they're called, are ranges. Okay, so for instance, your crown chakra says 936 hertz. That's what your crown chakra should be oscillating at. That's what the frequency should be, but that's a range. It could go a little bit lower, it could go a little bit higher. It doesn't have to stay at that exact range. But the lower you go on your chakras, the lower the number goes. So for instance, the root chakra is a 396. It could be a little lower, or it could be hypersensitive. It doesn't, you know, so when you do a chakra alignment, that's what you're doing. You're getting your chakras in alignment as close to those frequencies as you can actually get them to be. What else was I going to say about that? There was something else I was going to say about that. It'll come back to me. But again, you're looking at ranges of how these on these Salvaggio scales. So each chakra has a frequency of vibration, sound, color, and symbol to which it's tuned. When it's balanced, cleansed, and energized, then the chakra is in harmony and plays its most beautiful melody, emitting inherent vibrations to keep our bodies healthy and in homeostasis. So in the handout, again, we talk about each chakra and the specific range within that chakra. But your root chakra, again, is a 396 range. It could be a little lower. It could be a little higher. But it is at the base of your spine, and it is associated with survival, with, you know, our instincts to survive. That's why it's called the root. So if we're imbalanced, if our root is off and not in sync, we could feel this, that we're imbalanced, that we're not safe. We have fear-based thoughts. They could be coming from that root chakra not being where it needs to be. Your sacral chakra, which is just above that root, it's associated with the color orange. It's a 417 range. This is our life energy, our creativity, our sexuality. All of this comes into that sacral chakra. If there's fertility issues going on, it's generally within that that sacral chakra area. Solar plexus, that's your 528. So people always think, well, 528 is your heart chakra. No, 528 is your solar plexus. However, 528 hertz is the love frequency. So that's why so many people get them mixed up. But the solar plexus is 528 hertz. And this is your self-esteem. This is your power center. This is where you know your self-worth. And then you have your heart chakra, which is associated with the color green or pink. This is unconditional love, healing. This is the only chakra that we're able to share with another person, aka falling in love, feeling other people's pain, feeling other people's emotions, all come through that heart chakra. Unless you're, on a higher spiritual journey, and then we can also feel through our third eye. But most of us feel through our heart. And then your throat chakra, that is that light blue color, and that's your communication. That's where you speak your truth. Your third eye chakra, located in the center of your forehead, right here between your eyes, and that represents your psychic channels, your connection to spirit. And then your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head. This is your supreme consciousness and spiritual enlightenment. And this is where we also achieve our fifth dimensional consciousness, is through that crown chakra. So when I'm working with people and I'm clearing out their chakras, I will start at the root and work my way up. When I get to the third eye, I'm opening up the third eye and the crown at the same time, because you want to connect to that spiritual, you want to connect to that fifth dimensional consciousness and that higher self that's going to facilitate in getting your chakras where they need to be and in balance where they need to be. There's also the 12 chakra chart that we talked about. And that earth chakra, which is your 10th chakra, is located about I would say 2 to 3 feet below your feet. So when we're pulling in that white light of protection, and I say to people, pull in that white light, bring it down underneath your feet into that root chakra and anchor it in, it's because it's that earth chakra. It's going to anchor you into Mother Earth. Again, then we have the higher chakras. We have the 9th chakra, which is your soul blueprint. That oscillates at about 1185. Your 8th chakra, which is your divine love, that's at 1074. Your soul blueprint is your 9th, that's 1185. Your earth chakra, believe it or not, which is located at the bottom of your feet, actually oscillates at a 1296, which is pretty high, being that it is part of the earth. Then your 11th chakra are your advanced spiritual skills. That's a 1317. And your 12th chakra, the connection to the central sun, 1428. Again, these are ranges of frequency. So what causes chakras to not benefit the body? Your fear, anxiety, depressions, they're all results of imbalances in your chakra systems. Imbalances and blocked chakras can disturb your sleep, your health, and your relationships. Your lifestyle, believe it or not, your lifestyle can affect how you present yourself energetically. If you do drugs and alcohol, dysfunctional, toxic relationships, just not being a good person, these different lifestyles and thought patterns, your thought patterns, I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. Remember, we are the words that we tell ourselves. But they are the main causes for imbalances in our chakras. Each chakra is associated with a particular quality of emotion and another sense of well-being. When a chakra rotates at a low frequency, you'll get difficulties in expressing that quality. So, for example, your heart chakra is not oscillating at the frequency that it should. It's generally you either had a heartbreak, you went through a breakup, or the loss of a loved one. Those will all create that heart chakra to go to a lower frequency, and that creates imbalance within the body, and you're going to have difficulty feeling love. You're going to have difficulty feeling trust. Because that chakra is at such a low vibrational frequency. So, and I always tap into this too when we're talking about that heart chakra, and we associate that with death. I am a death doula, which means I'm able to help people cross over, or help the families of people that are crossing over. But I view death much differently than a normal person, I guess. But what I try to help people with when they're going through the grieving process is to understand that grief is an absolutely normal emotion for humans to experience, and it's necessary. So go through that grieving process, allow your body to process that loss, whether it's an actual death or a breakup, because a breakup can feel like a death, but you can't stay there. You have to get out of that. You have to raise those frequencies and raise those vibrations. How do you do that? We learned that in the last lesson. Do something you enjoy doing. Sing. Go for a walk in nature. Listen to music. Whatever it is that brings you a little bit of happiness, and then just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because when the chakra rotates at a higher frequency or it's overactive, then we'll express that quality excessively. So you want to be able to find that balance between the lower and the higher. So the chakras and the nadis are part of the same system. So when we talk about the chakras and the nadis or the meridians, they're all part of the same system. And it is the most infinite network of tubular organs or channels of energy that flow throughout our body, and the chakras being the epicenters or the origins of this energy flow. The meridians are the energetic equivalent of the blood vessels, but instead of transporting blood, your meridians transport energy. So when we're doing Reiki, we're working with the meridians. We're working with those outside energy centers. And same thing with acupuncture. They're working with the meridians. The meridians are the energetic equivalent of the blood vessels, transporting energy instead of blood. The entire system transports chi, or life energy, or what I call universal source energy. So we talk about the energy centers. Sickness can occur when there's a blockage in the meridians and the energy can no longer flow. So when our frequencies are extremely low, our vibrations are low, our immune systems are low. When our immune systems are low, what happens? We get sick. So that's why I say it's very important to go through these different emotions that we have to go through as humans, but we can't stay there. We have to get out because we're literally making ourselves sick. So the body has 12 main meridians that function as conduits of energy to the organs, the endocrine system, and the body parts. Acupuncture, acupressure, and Reiki work the meridians to remove any blocks or imbalances. Because Reiki energy will go where it's needed, you do not need to focus on a specific meridian or acupunctural point. And I put again, another handout. I'm going to try and get this up there for y'all. Of what the 12 meridians are. So you have the lung, the large intestine, the stomach, the spleen, the heart, the small intestine, the bladder, the kidney, the heart governor, triple heater, gallbladder, and liver. So these meridians are what we work with when we're doing Reiki. We're working with the meridians. We're working with the physical body when we're working with traditional Reiki. All right, so the next lesson is going to be shadow work, all right? And we will get to, it's 2:22, gotta love it. So tomorrow we will pick up with shadow work, and then we're not gonna get too deep into shadow work, but we are gonna touch on it because it is important. And then we're gonna pop into our 3D, 4D, and 5D fifth dimensional consciousness, which is pretty exciting. So we're gonna get into that tomorrow. We're going to start with shadow work, and then we're going to jump right into our 3Ds, 4Ds, and 5Ds. So you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow.